So, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know how much I just freaking love indie brands. And one of my favorite indie brands is Bella Beauty Bar. I just freaking love the palettes that they come out with, the color stories, the formulas, but it's hard for me not to start out every video with the words, I'm so excited, because genuinely, I really am just so excited every time I get in an order and I get to play with something new. It's so fun. I love trying out new makeup and stuff like that. But I have close to 200 palettes in my collection, and I've owned way more than that I've given away. So when I say this, please know I do not say it lightly. I think this may be the best palette I have ever saw, ever touched, and I truly, with my whole freaking heart, could not be more excited to play with the palette. But today I'm going to show you guys up close swatches and everything, along with 3 looks of this palette. And I couldn't be more freaking excited about it because it is absolutely gorgeous. But if you want to see what I see and maybe see the looks that I come up with, then I suggest you just keep watching. We don't need to be worried. We don't need lots of money. So tonight put your hands in the air. Act like you just don't care. If this is your first time here, my name is Heather. I love all things makeup, but especially colorful makeup and indie brands. And if you guys love those things too, I really hope you will subscribe, and don't forget to click the little bell so you can be notified of all my future uploads. But with that being said, I have to tell you about this freaking palette. I know that Bella Beauty Bar released this before, but they've updated it. So this is technically a re-release, but I don't even know what that first palette looked like. I didn't know anything about this brand at that time. So to me, this is a all new palette. And when I saw that it was called Secret Garden, I never made the connection in my brain, but I think it's based on or around the book The Secret Garden. And I read that. It's been probably about 10 years ago, and I love that book so much. But when I was looking at the shade names, I really think that it's loosely based on that. But this color story, you guys, it is freaking spectacular. In here, we have 8 specialty multi-chromes, and they are special. And then 2 holochromes, which is this shade down here and then this shade up here. You guys will be seeing all the swatches and stuff. And let me tell you, they are freaking breathtaking. And as good as I think my swatch videos turned out, it truly doesn't do this palette justice at all. It is freaking glorious. But this palette has 20 shades, and like I said, it has the 8 specialty multi-chromes, 2 specialty holochromes, but then it has 15 buttery mattes, and they are so smooth, so pigmented, so beautiful, and I truly just cannot wait to play with it. But I just wanted to give you guys a little information about it. I do have a code with Bella Beauty Bar. I know some of you have already used it, and I thank you with my whole heart. It really does mean a lot. But my code is AOML if you guys are interested. If you do use it, I thank you so much. It is affiliated, and it does help me out. If you're interested in this palette or anything that I have on my face today, it will all be linked down below in my description box, as always. I do plan on doing more looks with this palette for sure over on Instagram. And if you guys want to, you can follow me over there. That is linked in the description box as well. My highlighter today is the Bella Beauty Bar Oracle highlighter, and I actually mixed 2 shades. I mixed the High Priestess with the Magician, and it turned out beautifully, if I do say so myself. I actually had an appointment today, and I had to leave at like 1 o'clock, which kind of cut my filming time in half. But I actually filmed with the ColourPop and Beauty and the Beast collection this morning. And as I was getting ready to leave, I got this palette in. And even though it's like 8 o'clock at night, I said there is no way in hell that I'm going to be able to not play with this palette today, because after I swatched it, I just lost my freaking mind. I've never truly never gasped as much as I did with every single freaking shade in this palette. It's breathtaking, but even my monitor isn't working right now. So we're just winging this filming situation. I'm going to start out with the shade here. I do not know what it says. I think it says Damask, but I could be saying that incorrectly. But I'm just going to press this into the crease. I'm so excited. If you guys can't tell. Like, do you see how freaking bright and pigmented this is? Oh, listen, I liked the Beauty and the Beast collection, but my heart just belongs with colorful makeup. I love it so much. And the formula here is like spectacular, but I'm not even telling you the brushes I'm using because I'm like so freaking excited. This is the Sigma E54 Max, and I'm just going into more of that shade. I'm using this so I can kind of wash this out. I mean, blend it out. I don't know. I can't even speak. Listen, you guys know how much I love that Dead Roses palette. I believe this one has it beat, but now I'm going in with my Glam Light Friday the 13th. I'm going to pick up more of that shade. And I'm just using a smaller brush so I can build up the intensity. And these just built so freaking beautifully. Like, you could so do this and then maybe put this on the lid, or this would be really pretty with the pink as well because it's kind of unexpected. Those are my favorite kinds of looks to do. I just keep going in until I get it like as high as I want it, because I do have hooded eyes and I have to be careful and make sure that I go up high enough or you really can't see what I did. And then I'll go back in with the E54 Max and just blend the edges. Now I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics shader brush, and I'm going into the shade Strawberry. And we are going to build this up in the crease. I'm so excited for you guys to see the shimmers and the color combo I picked out for this look. I think it's going to be so freaking cool. But first, I'm getting sidetracked. I have to show you this shade. It's called Secrecy. Yes. Like, I hope that that's picking up, because never in my life. The freaking shimmers in here are insane. Anyways, back to the look. I'm going back in with more of that shade Strawberry. And then I'll use the E54 Max with that Damask shade. But now, using another shading brush, this one is from Moda, I'm going into this beautiful shade here called Water Lily. And you guessed it, it's going right here. Oh, I just love this shade. And do you see how vibrant that is, even on a regular like concealer, because that's what I'm using for eyeshadow primer. I do a lot because I'm lazy. It's a whole other step I'm not even trying to do anymore, but it even looks beautiful on that. That is so, this is going to be the best palette for spring and summer. Using my Sigma E30 pencil brush, I'm going to go into this shade up here called Mahogany. It's brown, but it has like a burgundy undertone to it, so I feel like it may be really good out here. I need a different brush, though. I'm going to use that BH Cosmetics shading brush and slowly put this in here. I'm going to switch on over to the Unearthly number 5. This little brush is so freaking detailed. I wish the handles of them were longer. I like a more long-handled brush, but the brush itself is freaking phenomenal. My hands are like really swollen today because our landlord, we're in the process of buying our house, but our landlord used to like cut our grass, and she changed our lease and we didn't know it, but we signed it. We didn't see it in the contract. So we had to cut our grass, which is fine because she was paying someone else to do it, but they were charging her like $400 to do it, which is crazy. So she changed our lease and I had to cut the grass, but by the time I got my lawnmower and stuff in, my grass was knee high. So I had to cut the grass twice. And my grass is like super, super thick because we also live by a spring, and our yard is like really hilly. It's like this, but it's all like upward at an incline. And you could probably tell by looking at me. I'm a fluffy girl. I don't get enough exercise for sure. I got sunburnt because I didn't reapply my sunscreen, and my lips got sunburnt, and it's just been a whole freaking mess. But I'm going to go in with some more strawberry and just blend out this brown. And you can't freaking tell me that's not amazing. Now I'm going to take this small Moda shading brush and I'm going to just press this green in down here. Let me use the mirror. That's another thing. They always have massive mirrors. Mine still has the sticker on it. I rarely ever take them off, although it is very satisfying. Now, what do I want to do down here? I think I'm going to do the same thing because the shimmers are going to add a lot to the look and I don't want to overdo it. So I'm just going to do the same thing down here and I will be right back. And there's the lower lash line. I have a fresh tube of NYX glitter glue. I'm just going to use some of this and a flat packing brush. Which one? My BH Cosmetics one is dirty and that is my favorite. I'm going to just use this Morphe 166 brush. I do not recommend the Morphe brushes. At least not the ones I picked up a long time ago. They were freaking terrible. But now I'm just going to put this on the lid. I'm so freaking excited to play with these shimmers. There's something about like the pink and green combo for me. Oh, just makes me so happy. Okay, I'm going to start out with Flora here. This is, I'm pretty sure that it is a multi-chrome, but it might be a duo. And I'm just going to put this here. You see the shine on that? Wow. Let me use my mirror. It picks up so well. It's a multi-chrome. I could see it here in this mirror. It's like a fuchsia to gold to green. Okay, so the next one is really freaking good. It is the shade Butterfly. And whew, wait till you see this. It's like a green, but it has a gold and a like fiery orange. Oh, it just freaking excites me in ways I could truly never ever describe. Do you see that? It should be illegal for something to make you that happy. Oh my God. So now I'm going to pick up some more of that brown on my pencil brush and just make sure this is blended out here. So for inner corner highlight, I'm going to use this palette and I think I'm going to use this shade here called the High Priestess. I just got that on my shirt. I picked up way too much, but I'm just going to plop some of this here in the inner corner. But here is the finished eye. I'm going to go do the other one off camera, and then we're going to talk about this eye look and this palette, and then get into the other looks. And here is the finished look. I love it so freaking much. I added some crystals from ColourPop to the outer corner. I thought it was really cute. But for liner, I used this green shade in the palette. I just put on a white liner and then I tapped some of this over it, and I think it looks really pretty. Love the contrast, and it kind of helps tie that inner corner into the rest of the look. So do the gems, I feel like, but I'm not disappointed. This so far is the amazing quality that Bella Beauty Bar always has, but I swear to you, I think this might be the best palette I've ever tried, purchased, touched, and created with. It's so freaking amazing. I just freaking love this color story so much. She knocked it out of the park with these multi-chromes as well. And the hollow chromes. I cannot wait for tomorrow to film another look. But you guys are going to have to let me know what you think about this one down below. And let me know if you picked this up. But let's go ahead and move on to look number 2. So let's get into this look. I'm really excited. I already have something planned out. I'm actually going to try to film both of these looks today because I just got in the Blend Bunny collection, and oh my god. And I just got in the Unearthly Spring Magic, and I'm so freaking excited for both of them. So I want to be able to play with another one of these tomorrow. So I'm going to try to do both looks today, and hopefully I can get this video up for you guys tomorrow. But we're going to go ahead and get started. If you're interested about anything on my face in this look or all of the others, they will be linked down below. But I want to start this out with the shade Peony. It's really, really pretty. And I'm going to put this here in the inner corner. I'm just freaking in love with this palette. I watched back my video from, the first look, and you can just see my level of freaking excitement. This palette is incredible. I'm going to go in with this shade down here called Thistle. It is like the most beautiful emerald green, and she is pigmented. But I'm just going to put this in the crease. I'm just using a brush, the Friday the 13th brush. You guys know I use it all the time. It's from Glamlight, though, in case you're not familiar with it. But I'm just going to put this in the crease and build it up to where I want it. That's one thing I really love about the Bella Beauty Bar formula is you can really like shear the colors out, but you can really build them up as well. And I think that's amazing. It's my favorite kind of formula to work with personally. And now I'm going to use this shade here called Water Lily that I used in the first look. I'm going to use that to blend this out. There's several shades you could use to blend it out, honestly. But once this look popped into my mind, I cannot let it go. I'm going to use my Sigma E54 medium sweeper, and I'm going to go back into that shade Thistle. This will help me like really deepen the shade up where I want it. Basically, I'm just laying the color down for now. And now I'm going to use that Glamlight brush to blend this out. I've been so excited to play with this palette today, but I'm not going to lie, like the monitor situation really annoyed me today. So I'm hoping this makes me feel better. So far, so good though. It's freaking stunning. Now I'm going to go back into Water Lily and just re-intensify the shade and really blend out these edges. Now I'm going to go back into that pink shade, Peony, or peony. I don't know why I was saying it like that, but I'm just going to kind of tap this over because I don't want it to muddy up, but I want this pink to kind of flow into the green. Now I want to deepen up the outer corner. I'm kind of stuck if I should use Enchanted or Lock and Key, but I think I'm going to go in with an Enchanted, and this is my Unearthly Cosmetics number 5 brush. And I'm just going to put this here. It might not deepen up. If it doesn't, I'll just layer with the other one. And then I'll go back in with this brush to blend out. I might have to pick up some more of Thistle. So I'm going to start out on the lower lash line with this shade Damask. But I'm going to just press this here. I think I might be able to get it to work with that Enchanted shade. Now I've just cleaned off this brush and I'm going to go into the peony shade. And I'm just going to put this here in the very inner part. I know it looks crazy right now, but now I'm going to go into Enchanted. And I'm just going to try to get this close to the lash line. You know, pray this doesn't muddy up. It might turn like a little purple, which is fine, because it will still go with the shimmers, and it's turning purple. Now I'm going to go back in with the Damask shade, Damask, and I'm going to try to blend this out. It looks a little crazy. I hope that once I put the shimmers on, it will be all right, but we will have to see, won't we? But because that lower lash line's so deep, I'm going to have to deepen up the outer corner a little more. So I'm using this Sigma pencil brush, and I went into the shade Lock and Key. And I'm just going to place this here. I might have to layer it, get it dark enough. Now we're about to do some shimmers, and I'm excited. This is totally the best freaking part. But I'm going to use my NYX glitter glue, and I'm just going to plop some of this on the lid. Get it nice and sticky. But I'm going to start this out with this hollow chrome down here called Secrecy. It's one of my favorite shades in the palette. I showed it to you guys yesterday on my finger, but it's so freaking stunning. I am just going to put this here. That is so freaking gorgeous. That is, oh my god, so reflective. There's like so many different colors in it. It's like the rainbow, and the base that they chose for it is so beautiful. But next, I'm going to go into this shade here called Sun Showers, and that shade and that one as well would be so beautiful with this top row. Every part of me just wants to use my finger, but it's so messy. My face is already covered in sparkles because I'm using the same highlighting palette that I used yesterday, and they are glittery in a good way. But as I mentioned in my Lethal Cosmetics video, if you don't like a glittery highlighter, you will not like these. So now I'm going to go back into Lock and Key, and I just want to make sure the outer corner is blended into the shimmers. But now for the inner corner, I want to go into this shade right here called Daydream and plop some of this in here. Ooh, that picked up beautifully. And then I'll also run some along down here. But here is the finished eye. I'm going to go do the other one off camera and do lashes and liner and all the stuff. And I will be right back to show you the finished look. And here is the finished look. I love it so much. I think it's so beautiful, and I'm excited for you guys to see the up close so you can see all of the shifts and everything. But for my liner, I actually mixed two. I used Teaspoon from ColourPop, and then I went over it with a white, and it gave me this color, which is very similar to what I have here in the crease, but I love it so much. I'm really excited to play with some of the other shades. So I'm going to go wash this off, and then we're going to do look number 3. I am back for look number 3, and I'm excited to dig into some of these neutrals and the more grungy shades down here. I kind of have a look planned out, but not entirely. So for this look, I want to start out with the shade here called Vintage. Let me make sure I am in frame, but I'm just going to put that here in the inner corner. It really brightens up. This is a really like bone colored matte. Then I want to go in to the shade down here called Escape. And I'm just gonna put this all in the crease. Actually, let me switch on over to this large blending brush. It is the Sigma E45 Max. And I'm just gonna blend this out in the crease. This looks gonna kind of be neutral. For me, it's neutral, but I think for some it might still be colorful. Just depends on your preferences. I'm gonna go back in with the Singe Beauty E06 so I can really pack on the color, and then I'll just use that fluffier brush to blend it out. I've had so much fun with this palette. I think they did such a freaking great job. Okay, so that is a good base, but now I want to go into this shade here called Ivy, and I'm just going to press this in the crease. It's kind of like an army green. Both of them were actually like those camo colors. And then I'll go back in with the large blending brush in that first shade. So I'm going to switch over to my Friday the 13th brush, and I'm going to really pack this on. See the difference this brush makes? I just love this one. It's so good. I'm going to pick up some of this shade here, Escape, and I'm just going to blend this here. Now using my Sigma pencil brush, I'm going to go into the shade Mahogany, and I'm just going to build this up here in the outer corner. And then I'll use the Glam Light brush to blend out. For the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with Ivy first. My eyes are watering a little because I just washed off that makeup, and I really shouldn't be doing like 2 looks in one day, because my eyes do not like that. They're very sensitive. Now I'm going to use this brush and pick up some of Vintage to blend this out, because I kind of took it down a little too far, but it's okay. Now using my Singe Beauty E07, I'm going to get some more of Mahogany, and I'm just going to use this to deepen up down here. And then go back in with the Singe Beauty brush, blend. The mattes are so easy to work with. I really enjoy this formula. And so far, I've not had issues with anything that I've tried. There are some shades that I haven't used in an eye look yet, but to be honest, not very many mattes. There are more shimmers than anything that I haven't used, but they are all freaking gorgeous. I'm looking for shader brush. This is the Morphe M224. And I'm just gonna put this on the lid. My NYX glitter glue. I don't know if I said that. Okay, so to start this out, I'm going into the shade here called Deserted. This is a really freaking gorgeous multi-chrome. It's so beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see, like, oh, stunning. But I am going to put this here on the outer corner. I don't want it to take over the whole eye look, but I do want it to be like where my eyelid bends. That way you can kind of see the flip. That shade is so freaking gorgeous. Oh my God. Now I'm stuck because a part of me wants to use this shade in the palette. This is called Serenity, and you could see that green gold flip. But there's another part of me that wants to use this holochrome, and it's stunning too. You can see like all the little glitter reflex, and I don't know which one to choose. I'll be right back. So I feel like if I went with this one, it would keep the look more neutral. But this one is more fun, and I have to go the fun route. So I'm going in with the shade Serenity, and I'm really excited about it. I cannot wait to use this palette more. I really want to use the shade Oasis. It's stunning too. But let's put this on the eye. I picked up too much. Good choice. That is so freaking beautiful. But now I need an inner corner highlight. And I'm going to see if this holochrome will work for that. It might be too dark, but you don't know till you try. It works. That totally works. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm going to do a little bit of this down here as well. I'm going to go back into this shade up here, Mahogany, and I just want to make sure the mattes are blended into the shimmers. And here is the finished eye. I'm going to go do the other one off camera, and I will be right back to show you guys the finished look and give you my thoughts on this palette. But you could probably already guess what I'm going to say. I'm back with the finished look. I think it's so beautiful. It's not as neutral as I thought it was going to be, but it's still beautiful. I love it so much. The holochrome in the inner corner is perfect. And for liner, I use my ColourPop liner in the shade Two Can Do It. But as for the palette, my feelings on it completely stand. This palette is freaking extraordinary. I cannot explain to you the level of joy that this has already brought me. I've had so much fun playing with it and filming these three looks. I love all three of them. You guys are going to have to let me know which one's your favorite, but I just can't wait to play more with it. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, if you want to see more looks with the palette, just keep an eye out on Instagram. It might be a little bit before I have time to film looks for over there because I have a lot of stuff that just came in that I need to film YouTube videos for, but I'm excited about this. I'm so happy to have it in my collection. And I still think this might be the best palette I have ever used. I'm so happy to have it. You guys know I've said all year during my rankings that nothing has beat out the Dead Roses palette that they released for Valentine's Day, but they did it. It's freaking incredible, and I'm so happy to have it in my collection. But you guys are going to have to let me know down below which look was your favorite. Let me know if you guys picked this up, and if you plan on picking it up, don't forget you can use my code AOML to save you 10%. And if you do use it, it is affiliated. So I really do thank you. But thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And I'm excited to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. But until next time, bye.
We don't need to